Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, hopefully one of your many sources for movie news and commentary here on the YouTubes. And this weekend is the Emerald City Comic Con, and there happened to be a panel featuring Todd MacFarlane and Stan Lee, and the subject of a new Spawn movie came up. In fact, the title of this article is "Spawn Movie Will Be a Dark R Beyond Logan and Deadpool," according to MacFarlane. So it says here that during the Saturday panel, Stan Lee and Todd MacFarlane artfully turned the thread of the conversation back around towards his character Spawn. Moderator Claire Kramer asked about the possibility of seeing a Spawn movie, and Todd MacFarlane said, "I'm hoping by San Diego I have a big announcement. A Spawn movie, right? So a big announcement coming. We're working on it." Now, it's a good thing that he says hoping by San Diego, because that is the third weekend of July. So we've still got 4 months to go until Comic-Con, and it's still a ways out. Many deals can be made. I know I'm going. This is going to be my 18th time going to Comic-Con, so I'm excited to be there. And I do want to know more about this, because here's the thing, guys. It's been 20 years. It's been 20 damn years since Spawn, starring Michael Jai White, Martin Sheen, and John Leguizamo, hit theaters. Just let that one sink in for a moment. 20 years. So yeah, it's time. It's time that another Spawn is coming. So it goes on to say, so that got the crowd going pretty solidly with cheers, and he coaxed the audience to let them know how much they'd like to see Stan put in one of his classic cameo appearances in the film. As Todd continued, he stressed that he would want to see it as a dark, hard R level rating, indicating that you've got PG-13 on stage left, and then Deadpool around center stage, and Logan about halfway to the right of center, and then Spawn would take it a good deal further over to the right. So with talk like that, it feels that it's at a stage of getting on a studio slate, spinning up pre-production, and putting together the presentation package ahead of SDCC this July. We wouldn't be entirely surprised if they didn't have a casting announcement for the lead while they were at it. Now, I don't know about you, but I personally would like to see Michael Jai White come back. I thought he did a good job, and the dude's always looking for work. So the whole point of this is Spawn making a comeback, the feature film coming back into the fold, and maybe with the success of Deadpool, and it's not just a small success, but a huge major success, and the success of Logan. I mean, shit, I've already got my tickets to go see Logan a second time tomorrow. Like, I am just down to see this movie again opening weekend. It's that fucking good. And I'd like to see them go back to something like Spawn and move away from the DC side of things and the Marvel side of things exclusively, and focus on smaller characters. Similar to even like Witchblade, like that was a TV show back in the day, but like give a proper movie, or like even do a TV show. Now, Todd MacFarlane here is talking about a Spawn movie, but he doesn't clarify that it's a Spawn movie. Keep in mind that Spawn, in terms of animated works, really well known through HBO. All right, and HBO is still looking to produce content, whether it's a movie, whether it's TV series, so on and so forth. So I'm just speculating here when I say that it's not out of the realm of possibilities that it would be something we might see on HBO or perhaps even Netflix, because Netflix is still killing it when it comes to content. But they also, just to be fair, they've got the Marvel rights, and they probably don't want to fuck with that by creating another comic book series, even though it wouldn't necessarily fuck with it. Ike Perlmutter from Marvel TV might have an issue, so that's something to keep in mind. But jumping over here to Box Office Mojo, we can see just kind of how well Spawn did back in 1997 when it came out. It came out August 1st, 1997. I still have the soundtrack for that movie around here somewhere. It's one of the only soundtracks where you get to hear Sneaker Pimps. It's got a lot of Crystal Method. It's a good soundtrack. It's also, in my opinion, a pretty bomb ass movie. Even though it didn't hold up to, I think, Blade, which came out the next year. In terms of R-rated, Spawn wasn't R-rated. It was PG-13. That was the problem, right? So it came out, had a production budget of $40 million. Okay, $40 million, PG-13 rating, and it was $54 million domestic gross. Worldwide gross was $87 million. So it doubled its production budget worldwide. So that doesn't mean, we don't know how it did DVD sales and so on and so forth. But so that's not bad, actually. It's really surprising that a movie that doubled its production budget worldwide wouldn't have gotten a sequel of some kind, right? Because there was the director's cut of Spawn, and the director's cut of Spawn was ultimately the unrated cut of the movie, and even then it wasn't like a great deal more. It was just like maybe a little more violence, which allows you to see essentially what they cut out of it, right? You could see what they cut out to get it to be a PG-13 film. Keep in mind, in 1997, you had movies like Anaconda coming out. I think that was like 96, 97. And that's coming out. And that's like, bloodless action, but it was kind of, horrific imagery. In Spawn, there's a scene where he kills the assassin in I think it was not Molly Parker. I don't know the actress's name, but like he unloads both guns on her and she flies off a railing and lands on a tower of champagne glasses. And then the theatrical cut, she's got like one bullet hole in her head. And he unloaded like multiple rounds. It would have like eviscerated her skull. You know what I mean? So there was elements of this movie that they really toned down because of the way that violence was handled in the 90s, right? Like R-rated action movies were more violent than they are now, but PG-13 was still very much walking that fine line. And so Spawn definitely suffered as a result. So I'm curious to know what they're going to do with it. I really want to know more. I loved the Spawn cartoon series on HBO. I never read the comics, sorry, but I did watch it on HBO. So hopefully Todd MacFarlane will give us something more than just a Comic-Con exclusive figure. I would also love to hear something like Knights of Amalur is going to be making its way back in some form or another, because that video game was great and the work he did on it was pretty fantastic. So I don't know, but in the meantime, with the success of Deadpool and Logan, I feel like Spawn is at a good place, especially if they go and they showcase how well Spawn did 20 years ago. And keep in mind that this was before Blade. This was a full summer before Blade 1 came out. So it kind of like led the pack at the time for darker, grittier comic book movies. It just never got the love that I think it ultimately deserved. And that might be because Spawn is more of an independent character than one tied into like Marvel or DC, and so on and so forth. But then again, look, I could be wrong about some of those things. I don't know the character very well, or its origins. I'm just giving my commentary on the movie. So, but I do want to know your thoughts on this. Are you guys excited for another Spawn potentially? Do you think that Spawn should go dark hard R? And what about it would make it dark hard R? So, let me know in the comments below. If you guys also like the video, toss it a thumbs up. If you're new here, slap on that subscribe. I post new content pretty much all the time on this channel. My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Peace out.